Hey folks, James from Bomber here, trying something a little bit new this time. For starters, you get to see our faces for once. I'm joined here today by my co-founder, Jesse Rosalia, and our mutual friend from Georgia Tech, Corrigan Nolan. Corrigan, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, hey guys, I'm a mechanical engineer from Georgia Tech, which is where I met these two goons. And by night, I am a product designer and maker hobbyist. So that is what brings me here.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Corrigan. Yeah, so as James said, we wanted to try something a little different, and we were thinking about projects we could work on that kind of made sense in the world today. We saw what people were doing for Halloween and COVID safety with the chutes and catapults and trebuchets and
All the different
all of
ways
that.
it can be.
And we said that maybe we could do something for Thanksgiving. And Corrigan came to us with an idea. Corrigan, you wanna explain your idea?
Well, so with Thanksgiving coming up and with these times being unprecedented, I figured we need to come up with a way to safely deliver your bread rolls, your cranberry sauce, your turkey, what have you, to a grandmother sitting at the end of the table without risking her life in the process. So the idea we came up with here was a high velocity Thanksgiving food launcher. So
All right.
Is there any way you could show us more instead of telling us more on this one, Corrigan?
I sure can.
That's terrifying.
Let's see, share screen. This is the high velocity bread roll launcher, or as we've been affectionately referring to it as the Assault Thankful. We have here this large pipe is going to be the air pressure reservoir. You'll be filling it up with a bike pump. But the idea is you want to put several shots worth of air in this guy. And then we have a valve here at the bottom. And the idea is you're going to let a shot's worth of air go through, which you can measure off this air gauge right here. So this will be the single shot storage, the single shot reservoir. Up in front of that, we got a sprinkler valve. And upon pulling a trigger, the sprinkler valve will open, then releasing pressure through the barrel and then launching the bread roll towards your grandmother. Or other relatives.
So I have to ask, PVC, why this material choice for this?
Yeah, so PVC is a tried, tested, and proven, not to mention cheap commodity that's great at storing, things like air, water at pressure. So with PVC, you've got to, you're not necessarily expecting water hammers all the time, but you are expecting pressure spikes when you're dealing with water. With air, since it's compressible, it should be much easier on it. You should be able to get a lot of pressure in this.
Awesome. And can you talk a little bit about why a sprinkler valve? I mean, it seems kind of natural given the PVC, but I'd love to hear where that fits in.
Yeah. So I guess it might be easy to describe what were my main objectives when designing this. So we needed something. I wanted something cheap. Wanted something easy to do, something we could get multiple shots out of and could fire things at high velocity. So the sprinkler valve checked the cheap box. I mean, they're about $15 a pop. You can slide it on, and they're also designed to handle pressure within the spec that we're looking for. They're usually closed, and then upon a button push, you can get it open. That doesn't have to be just a sprinkler valve. You can use like a solenoid valve or something like that. But figured with a Home Depot down the street, this would be something that would be really easy to do. And worst case, if it doesn't work, you can try something else. I'm out $12.
Yeah.
So this is exciting and all, but we know what the people really want to see, Corrigan. So do you think you could show us the bomb for this?
Oh, most definitely. So I will go to the tools section and then open up my handy dandy Bomber app. And here's the bomb. So I did something really cool, and Jesse, I think you could be really proud of me. I used Bomber's latest feature release, the formulas.
Awesome.
So let's check out like item number 5 really quick, the 3-inch PVC pipe that's 12 inches in length. So the name for the actual component here is driven by a formula. So I took the diameter of the pipe, and then I rounded because that's how PVCs are named. And then I took the longest dimension, so that was the length. And then now, if I ever go in and I modify the part, the name will update to reflect what's actual and what's reality. So that's really cool. I won't have to, ever be worried about whether or not I'm using the right part, the name for the right part. I won't have to worry about confusion down the line once I'm actually purchasing these items if I've named it inappropriately. All that, problems of the past.
That's super cool.
And then, what's that?
Whole reason we did it.
Whole reason we did it.
Well, thank you for that, guys. And then, all right, so if I go to the filter, and then let me go to make by, and then say, parts I've got to modify. Also added this post-processing tab here. And so these are all the parts, right, which are going to require secondary operations. So I'm going to buy it, do something to it, and then in this case, drill some holes. And the holes themselves are also formula driven. And that's to, again, make sure that I'm not making any mistakes down the road. Because I've just forgotten to update these directions. But here I'm actually taking the diameter of the piece that's going into it, and then using that to tell me, what size hole needs to be drilled into it. So then I've done that across the board, and these are always going to be accurate.
And PVC, I see. Sorry to cut you off. That's a design
Sure.
parameter, right?
Yes. Yeah. Great. Thanks for calling it out. Yes.
Yeah.
So I actually set this as a design parameter that's driving the diameter of the part. So I know that's always
awesome.
going to be accurate.
That's super cool.
And then if I go to vendors, let me just kill the filter for a second. This is my shopping list, effectively. I mean, this is a list of all the parts that I'm looking to get. If I want to create a shopping list really quickly of everything that is going to be purchased from McMaster Car, that's really easy to do. Here we go. And then I can, print this off, take it to McMaster, knock it out.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. You've put on, sorry to interrupt you, Jesse. I just wanted to ask you real quick here. Corrigan, you put a lot of work in the design here. You filled out the bomb. You have a design. What are the next steps to make this a reality? And I'm terrified of this being a reality, but what are the next steps?
No, man, so this is the coolest part. I mean, we're there. We're about ready to make this, because you're looking at the shopping list right now. We've got, in post-processing, we've got our list of secondary operations. And I mean, now it's literally just time to print this off, shop the list, and then start gluing some PVC together. So yeah, best of luck to grandma.
Well, with along those lines, because you put so much thought into this, I wanted to just one last question here. What's the minimum amount of pressure that you would need to throw a dinner roll, considering you just mentioned you are throwing this to grandma?
Minimum pressure. I'm not worried about that number.
Oh.
When grandma's hungry now. So.
Okay then. Well, on that terrifying note, that's all we have for now, folks. I will keep you updated as to what comes next. We'll definitely post some more videos onto the design, and then a special surprise once this thing is actually made. But for now, have an awesome day. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Corrigan.
Thank you, James.
See you guys.
See ya.